Hello there and welcome back. What a week has been this last one. The Superbooth just ended and my heart is so full of beautiful experience, great chances, meet up with amazing people and builders, and it was simply amazing. I really recommend to come to this event, especially if you are into electronic music, of course. And it was the event that actually made me want to move to Berlin, because it made me feel how there's a great sense of community, especially when you gather around certain topics, let's say. So first, the great part of this Superbooth for me was meeting up with so many peers, friends, Instagram acquaintances, and actually share ideas, passion, and just hang with people. And I meet all of the other YouTubers that I'm always in touch, like Beats, Synth, Liam Killen, Midlife, Circo, Jorb, and so many other that of course now I will forget, but to all of you guys, it was so nice to meet, so nice to see how you work, how you think. It really inspiring and make me feel like I want to get better and better. Then I met with one person that really now is so close to my heart, Luca Longobardi, another great musician. We spent basically 3 days together talking just about music, passion, creativity. That was amazing. And plus all the other. So that's a little tribute to start to the most important thing, community. Community to me is where all the good things happen. I struggle all my life to find a place somehow in the world, and now I really feel that the choice that I made start paying off because there's a great community around me. That said, not only I had to be at the event, but a couple of days, actually after the first day, I received a call. I thought it was like 2 a.m. in the morning. I was sleeping, and that was Jack Noyes, great musician by the way, and the organizer of the live part for the artist. And she asked me, can you come play Saturday, because a spot freed up and we were in touch before. And I wanted, of course, to play. I didn't know if there was space available. And anyway, I said yes. I didn't have anything ready, so I got super nervous. I went to studio every day at 7 in the morning to just try to create something, and the live was amazing. A lot of people show up, a lot of friends, a lot of peers, a lot of other artists. It was great. The stage with the Seaboon, that is my favorite stage at Superbooth, so a sort of dream come true because I always see great artists playing there, and finally I was on that stage. I played with a simple setup and it was just beautiful. But more on that. I wanna do a video about performing and anxiety of performing, because all of this process may give me a lot of cool ideas. But let's go to what I guess all of you wanna know. My favorite things. Now, it's really hard to pick just few things. Seeing the creativity, the amount of creativity that all of these, especially smaller companies, are putting in the world is great. There's so many interesting things, and honestly, every stand adds something to offer. But of course, I have my few favorites, and I will tell you, trying to get the best scene, the best design, the best effects, so sort categorizing it. But of course, take everything with a grain of salt. First, because you don't have a lot of time and the right space to properly try the things, so I might have missed something that needed more time. But anyway, usually there's few stands that I keep going, and that means that I'm really into that. So let's start from my favorite synth of Superbooth 2023. And this is fun, because last year it was my favorite too. It was a drum machine. This time it's something that I never heard. Nothing sounds like that. It's the new steam pipe from Erica Synth. Now, I love what these guys are doing. Erica keep putting out in the world amazing instrument with their own vision, and I really appreciate that. Rather than create the new subtractive basic synth, they are going in different direction, and I feel that is great because we are mostly covered in any kind of format, and they try to go outside the bound. So this steam pipe is a physical modeling synth, and they try to start with the idea of creating something that would be created by the breath and lungs of a player. So it basically create air, a steam that goes inside a pipe, for example. So it can sound like an organ, but it can sound like a flute, something that is created by a flux of air. And they created that using the DC noise. They told me all the process, and it was pretty complicated in word, but in playing it was super easy in a way, like make a lot of sense, sounds great. And for what I do, I think it would be the perfect complement of my Vermona or Analog for Sound, because they sounds like subtractive synthesis, and this one will give me something unique. So I can't wait to demo that, and that was my favorite thing. Sadly, as you might see, I'm not as good as the other YouTuber that come with cameras and stuff. I'm the lazy one, so I just didn't take picture enough of most of the thing, because I want to just go and experience, otherwise I would get overwhelmed. And yeah, I'll put some picture that I found on the website, and for the other things, forgive me, just take my word. Yeah, that's it. That is an amazing design. Thanks, Erica. And yeah, again, can't wait to really put it to test. Then let's move to the other thing that I would buy right away. And I was so excited to try it. I would call the best effects, but it's kind of more than that. And it's the new Electron Analog EAT Plus effects. That thing is amazing to me. It's the end of chain dream that I always wanted. First, because it had what the Analog EAT had, but didn't really suit me. The Analog EAT was a good sounding tool, a little too big in a way that for what it did, and it does, because I think it's still on sale, was a little overkill. Just for myself. There's other people that swear about it, and I tried it and it sounds great. But I needed a compression at the end, so that guy didn't have the compression, so it didn't work out for me. Now everything changed, because you have all the good part of the warming unit, the distortion, the filters, plus a section of effects, including compressor, warblings, delay, reverb. There's a lot of stuff. And the cool thing is that you can place all the effects in any part of the chain, so you can move around. It's super simple. The moment I sit down, I start tweaking it, and everything makes sense. Of course, I'm an Electron person, so probably for that, but it was a fun to play, a joy, and super fun to play. And if I probably had to choose one thing that I wanted to buy right away on the spot, it would have been that. I can't wait to have that to use for my live setup. Also, it has, of course, overbridge. It can be used in overbridge, so it's a super useful tool. And good job, Electron. I think that you've nailed what we really needed for a live performance end of chain tool. Can't wait to have that too. All right, then I want to move to another things that I like. I would call like the best design. In this case, I have to say that Play Superlative presented two products. I mean, one is the SB01 that has been introduced previously, but it's the first time that I put my hands on it. And man, that thing is designed so beautifully. I really want one. It's of course take ideas from the SH101. Beside that, it's an analog synth. It sounds amazing. It's battery powered. He told me 20 hours of battery power. The feel of it is amazing. And beside that, he also introduces the System 1000, that is another sort of modular with CV control. It's not really semi-modular, I guess. It's a beautiful panel, and for what I understand, that's going to be a series of modules that will come. And design-wise, it was amazing. I didn't have the chance to try it because it was a little, it's messy down there. There's a lot of noise, so those are things that you would need proper time to and proper system to listen to. But yeah, great job. I would really love to have at least the SB01 in my collection, since I need more synth. Then let me talk about my favorite new module, and that goes to Frap Tools Kunsa. That thing is insane. It's a quadruple pingable resonant filter mixer, oscillator, can be a lot of stuff, but the sheer amount of utilities that that thing can help with is great. It sounds amazing, of course. I think instantly I compared it to the Schweiman QMMF4, which is a module that I always wanted, impossible to find, but this Kunsa has way more uses, let's say. It looks amazing, and it would be a great complement for my four voices way of thinking music. Most of my thing just working for voices. I would love to have one of those, put it together with my Godfather, for example, which is a 4-voice effects mixer, and see what happens. It could be very fun. So good job, Frap Tools. I'm a big they're Italian, so love what they do. And I have the Usta, which is one of my favorite sequencer. And then the other best module, in this case it's in between modular effects, is the Enjoy Electronic Godfather. I actually used it for my live performance. I take a risk because we changed the firmware just the day before, and the Godfather is insanely good. It still needs some refinement here and there for the firmware. But man, Angelo, that is one of the guys of Enjoy Electronic, was doing demo at the Superbooth, and he would use just two sounds, some like tu, ta, that's it, and he would create soundscape with that, full tracks. The Godfather in the right hand, it can be your cheat code, like your cheat box. It can make your sounds amazing. And my live setup was the Vermona into 2 channel of that, the OP1 into another channel of that, and finally the 303 into another channel. So I had 4 channels I could mix there and then send back into the Octatrack. So I freed up a lot of Octatrack channel to just play sample. It was really great system to play. I loved it, and it will stay on my live setup for sure. So the full demo of the Godfather is coming soon, I think in a couple of weeks or so. But yeah, stay tuned, because that is getting to be my favorite, I want to call it my cheat box. Before it was the microcosm, but now that one stay there. Also, it looks very cool. I'll keep looking there because it's there. I'll show a picture. All right. I think now it's the last thing that I really like, and I'm sure this will create, as usual, some talk on the internet, but I would call the best utilities. I don't know in what category these fall, but Teenage Engineering, which is another of my favorite companies, released just few weeks before the CM15, which is a microphone, And at the Superbooth, they released the TP7, which is a field recorder which complement their TX6. Now, their field system is getting amazing. If you have the OP1, if you have the TX6, the microphone, and the TP7, you will basically end up with a full studio with amazing quality in your pocket. Now, it's not for everybody, of course, and I already hear everyone, not everyone, but a lot of you say, oh my God, this thing costs a lot. Why? It's because I actually become more friend this year with a couple of people that work there, and I'm in touch with Emmy, with Jasper, but two of them are Italian, Alberto and Francesco, and one of them, Alberto, is the designer of the microphone. I mean, I don't know if I think it was the one head of the design of it. And I actually had the chance to understand how things works at Teenage, how they pay attention to the design, to the use of it, and then being a company that is, of course, people might think that it's huge, but it's a small company. The cost to produce those things is high. And nowadays, we need to realize that unless you are a huge corporation, you have to price your things accordingly to pay the people that work for you, to pay the ideas, and blah, blah, blah. So I sustain that also because most of the things at Teenage Engineering is not something that you need, but you can decide to have and can help your productivity. For example, the TX6, when it came out, everybody was like, oh, why you would spend 1,200 on a pocket mixer? Well, now after a year, everybody starts realizing how that thing is super, super useful and powerful and sounds amazing. So with the TP7, would be the same, I guess, and it's very useful because it's a multi-track recorder, which would be very good. It can also play back things. There's so many uses, and I hope to get soon the hands-on one and do a demo of it. Beside that, the microphone is super interesting because it's a large diaphragm microphone, battery powered, also has a USB, so it has a converter inside it, but also can be used with phantom power and with the cables like a normal microphone. Alberto told me that they come out with a system that doesn't distort even with the high speed transient HPL, high pressure. When you, for example, hit a snare, a normal diaphragm will distort like crazy, to a point you can maybe even damage it. In this case, they managed to find a new system, or a system, whatever, I don't know, really technical, that make the sound warmly distort in a way that is usable and nice. And I had some tests, and it's simply amazing. So, for especially what I do, doing also this kind of podcast recording thing and creating sample, that is something that I really, really want. And of course, I love the idea of having the full full field system. And by the way, at a talk they had at the Zell stand about the TX mixer and the AM1, the CEO itself said that an OPZ field is in the work. So if he said that, I guess it's true, and that would be nice. I would love to have an OPZ with a nice metal case. That would be super, super, super nice. Okay, this is mostly about it. It's my favorite things. I enjoyed everybody there. I enjoy watching concert live of my friend Martin and Gesù, of Trovarzi, which another musician that I met there. There was so many other things, now I forget. I want to thank Superbooth for hosting me, to give me also the press pass. I want to thank Francesco, the sound guy, that when I play, he was so helpful and make everything so nice and easy. So great experience. I still have to rest, my voice is down, I didn't sleep for 3 days, so now just do this video, I will publish it and I'll go to bed for like another week. Well, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, if you want to support, please subscribe, share this content, become a Patreon subscriber, or buy from the affiliate link. I'll see you next week. Ciao ciao!